It has been nearly 3 decades since the Rage virus escaped from a medical research laboratory and plunged the United Kingdom into chaos. The world beyond the UK moved on, mostly. Efforts to contain the virus led to the brutal quarantining of the entire region. A vast no man's land now separates the quarantine zone from the rest of the world. Within its borders, nature has reclaimed the cities, and the infected, though reduced in number over the years, remain a deadly presence. Yet, humanity endures in pockets of stubborn survival. On a remote island just off the coast of the mainland, a small group of survivors has managed to carve out a precarious existence. The island, connected to the mainland by a single, heavily defended causeway, provides a semblance of safety. Over the years, this group has established a hard-won equilibrium. Life here is harsh, governed by strict rules, rationing, and the constant threat of infection, but it is life. The leader of this community, a pragmatic and battle-worn figure named Sarah Ward, enforces discipline with an iron hand, ensuring that every member pulls their weight. Despite their relative safety, resources on the island are running dangerously low. Food supplies are dwindling, the electrical system powered by salvaged generators is faltering, and medicines are nearly depleted. This looming crisis leads to a risky decision: a volunteer must cross the causeway and venture into the mainland to scavenge for vital supplies. The volunteer is Ethan, a young man in his late 20s who has spent his entire life on the island. Ethan grew up listening to the stories of the early days of the outbreak, the collapse of society, and the desperate flight of the original survivors who founded their haven. Unlike most, Ethan is curious about the world beyond the water and haunted by dreams of what might still exist in the abandoned cities. Equipped with meager supplies, a map scribbled with faded annotations, and a heavily modified boat to ensure his escape route, Ethan sets out across the causeway. As Ethan ventures deeper into the mainland, he discovers a world both familiar and alien. The virus has continued to evolve over the decades, and so too have the infected. Some of them have developed nightmarish new adaptations, heightened senses, grotesque physical mutations, and an even more relentless predatory instinct. But as terrifying as the infected are, they are not the only threat Ethan faces. The remnants of humanity have also adapted to this brutal environment. In the ruins of once great cities, Ethan encounters factions of survivors who have formed their own grim societies. One group, called the Iron Fangs, is a violent cult that worships the infected, believing the virus to be a divine punishment meant to purge humanity's sins. Another group, known as the Ghosts, is a secretive network of scavengers and spies who trade information and stolen resources in exchange for protection. Their enigmatic leader, a woman named Leela, warns Ethan that the virus's history is far darker than anyone could have imagined. Through Leela, Ethan learns of a long-buried conspiracy: the Rage virus may not have been an accident at all. Evidence points to experiments that were conducted even before the outbreak, experiments that sought to weaponize human aggression. The surviving scientists who knew the truth have either perished or vanished, but their work, and its consequences, lingers in the ruins. Ethan's journey brings him to the heart of an overgrown metropolis, a city swallowed by time and chaos. Here, he finds not only the supplies he desperately needs but also a chilling revelation: deep in the underground laboratories, the virus has mutated into a new strain, one that could spread globally if unleashed. The infected within these tunnels are unlike anything he has ever seen, their bodies twisted into monstrous forms, their behavior eerily coordinated. Ethan barely escapes with his life, carrying with him samples of the virus's evolution and a dire warning for his people. As Ethan makes his way back to the island, the horrors he has witnessed weigh heavily on him. The secrets he's uncovered threaten to destabilize his community's fragile unity. The knowledge of humanity's hand in its own downfall, the continued danger posed by the mutated virus, and the ethical dilemmas of survival in a world where nothing is black and white leave Ethan questioning what the future holds. Back on the island, Sarah and the others prepare for Ethan's return, unaware of the danger that may be following him. Ethan must decide whether to reveal the full truth of what he's discovered or keep some secrets buried to protect his people from despair. In the end, the fate of their small community, and perhaps the world, hinges on choices that are as treacherous as the infected themselves.